Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Hope you're doing well today. So, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be reviewing Laura Lee Los Angeles Holiday Collection along with her Nudie Patootie palette. And I just want to put a quick disclaimer out there. I'm not a drama channel and I don't involve myself in the drama. At the end of the day, I'm just here to review products to let you guys know as a consumer whether you should spend your money on it or not. And so, yeah, I just thought I would throw that out there. So I'm more worried about how the product performs than I am the company or the brand owner or whoever created these products. So without further ado, let's jump on into the video. Okay, so I ordered it the day it launched and it came the Saturday following Black Friday, and on her website it looks like the bundle is still available and you can get that at $78, and it comes with a 6-pan highlight, 3 loose highlighters, and the 3 liquid lipsticks. You can also purchase these individually, so the eyeshadow palette itself retails for $19, and you can buy the 3 lipsticks either as a trio for $38 or individually for $16. For the loose highlighters, they are individually priced at $14 a piece, or you can buy them together as a bundle for $32. So, just thought I would put that out there in case you guys were wondering about prices. I will also try to link them in the description box or let you know the exact prices of each item. And the Nudie Patootie palette I ordered at the same time I ordered the collection, and it was $45, I do believe. So, yeah, just long intro. I've been wanting to get my hands inside this box since it arrived, but unfortunately I just now unable to start filming again. So, when you open it up, it looks like this. I love the rose gold pink vibe it has going on, and you get a little pamphlet and it tells you on the back about the products. So I'm going to pull everything out, swatch it, and also insert some like still swatches so that way you can kind of get a better idea of what they look like. I don't think you should solely rely on swatches. I think it more or less matters about how they perform on the eyelid. So just don't completely go off swatches. Sometimes they can be a true representative, sometimes not. So take that as you may. So this is what the package looks like for the eyeshadow palette. Again, love the rose gold, the light pink. Has a mirror in it, and it has a protective covering. So they look like this. Try to get a better close up. And when I originally saw the video she came out with announcing this collection, I wasn't too thrilled about the eyeshadow palette, and I actually thought about just purchasing the bundles of the liquid lipsticks and the highlighters, but I figured might as well just get the whole bundle and review it as a whole. So I'm going to swatch these, and first one up is Bright Lights. It looks like it's more of a like matte skin tone color, which would be good for like a brow bone highlight and inner corner, or to set your lid all over. This is Wish List. It's really pretty gold, and it is kind of crumbly. I don't know if you can tell in the pan or not, but there was some kick up. I'm not too worried about fallout. It just means that you might want to do your foundation last and your eyes first. However, I went ahead and did my foundation just to save me some time. So next one is Cherry Chocolate, which I would assume is more of your reddish brown undertone. And that's what this one looks like. So, really pretty color. I've not seen a color, you know, like that. And then we have the bottom row, Festive, which is more of your really, more of your pinky toned. Really pretty. And it looks like it might have a little bit of a gold shift to it. Not sure if that's just my lighting, but that's what it looks like there. Then we have Wrapped Up here, which is of like a shimmery green. What am I thinking? And that's what that one looks like. Super pretty. I'm not big on green eyeshadow, but really, really pretty color. Looks like it might have like a little bit of a brown. I cannot talk. Looks like it has a little bit of a brown undertone to it. And then lastly, we have Jolly. And then lastly, we have Jolly, which looks more on the silvery side. And we're just going to swatch that one right there. Again, not typically a color I would go for, but, you know, it's really pretty, suitable for, you know, like the holidays and New Year's. And so they all swatched really well. As you can see, that Cherry Chocolate is the only matte shade, so you would probably have to use this in conjunction with another palette. Hence why I bought the Nudie Patootie. Not only that, it's a palette I've been, you know, wanting to buy for a little bit. So I figured we could maybe mix these two together and come up with some kind of eye look. I did want to mention that Cherry Chocolate shade looks like it might have slightly stained my finger and a little bit on my hand. So I just want to put that out there. Don't know if this is going to be like a staining color or not. I don't know if it's a loose pigment or just a regular pressed eyeshadow, but I just wanted to let you know that's something that looks like it could possibly happen. So yeah, just keep that in mind. The next up, I'm going to swatch her loose highlighters, which I was super excited. The packaging is just gorgeous. So this one here is Sweet and Salty, and on the inside it looks like it's more of a pinkier pinkier highlight, and it has a nice what are these, like what are they called? Shifters? No, that's not it. Shifter. You can swipe it one way to get the holes and then the other way to close it. So that is really nice. I do like that attention to detail. So I'm just going to dump a little bit in the lid. I don't want to pour out too much. And then I'm just going to tap my finger. And in the lid, it looked kind of dark, so I'm hoping it won't be too dark on my skin tone, but once it's blended out, it might work. But again, it's a really, really pretty pink color. It looks like it has a little bit of shift to gold, kind of like that pink in her eyeshadow palette. Next up, we have Warm and Toasty, and this looks more of like a deeper gold. And the same packaging on the inside. I'm just going to dump some in the cap. Again, this one might work. It might be too dark. We'll see. And they're really nice and soft. So, there's that one. I definitely think that one's going to be too dark for me. But it's really pretty, and again, would make a really pretty eyeshadow. And then last of the highlighters, we have a Sugar and Spice. With the same kind of packaging. Then I'm just going to dump that in the cap as well. This one looks like it might have a pinky tint to it as well. And this is more of a lighter dusty pink. which is that one right there. So this one is probably going to be the best for my skin tone as a highlighter. Alright, next we're going to check out her lipsticks, which I think one of these might be a gloss. I'm not for sure. This one is Pouty and Nice Matte. I love the packaging. I think it's gorgeous. And I've never tried her liquid lipstick, so not quite sure. And this one has more of like a pinkier kind of mauve, not really color to it. I don't know. Super, super pretty though. And then next we have Christmas, and it's also a matte. Same packaging. And this one's more of a deeper pink. Which looks like that. It looks like it can be probably a little streaky or patchy, but again, we won't know until we put it on our lips, and I will insert some swatches as well of me applying these to my lips. And then lastly, we have Rose Icing, which is a shimmer, so yeah. And this is, again, on the pinkier side. Looks like it might sheer out, but it has a slight, I mean, it'll have a tint to it. But I think it would be pretty on the first shade I swatched there. That's what that one looks like. It has more of like a brownier under, it looks to me like it has a little bit more of a brownier undertone to it. So those are the three. So now we're going to jump into the Nudie Patootie palette, and this is what the unicorn looks like. Could have been bad. And then this is what the outer packaging, I'm sure, you know, you've seen it before, but nice and long, still got, you know, some slim to it, so, you know, it's not going to be too bulky for, like, packaging. Has a little plastic cover, a decent mirror, and then these are what the eyeshadow shades look like. So I'm not going to swatch all of them like live swatching. I think I'm going to swatch all of them but the mattes. So Stark looks like it is a shimmer, like ivory type color right there, which would be, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, which would be really pretty for inner corner and like your brow bone highlight. And then next we have Topless, which looks like a shimmer. Try not to blind myself with this mirror. And that's what that one looks like, really pretty. So far they've been like nice and buttery. They don't feel super chalky, and I'm not getting a lot of kick up in the pan. And then Uncover looks like it's going to be the same type, like a shimmer. Well, it's not going to really show up on my pale skin. So that's what that one looks like. There, I accidentally swatched it over the first shadow, but yeah, so that's what that one looks like. And then we have Exposed, which feels a little bit more like glittery. It is also a shimmer. Again, a little bit of a kick up, but not too bad. All Natural, which I believe is her foiled one there, which is super pretty. It's definitely more of a gold, like a deeper like gold. And then we have a Jaybird, which I think is the same as all natural, and it does feel a little bit more grittier. So that's what that one there looks like, super pretty. And then lastly, it looks like we have Buff, which again is super smooth. And that is again a shimmer color, and it's more of like a shimmery, like chocolatey color there. So those are all of the non-mattes in this palette. Okay, so I think I'm going to finish up my face and put on the loose highlighter. I'm going to use Sugar and Spice, and I'm just going to use a Sephora Pro highlighter brush, and I'm going to try it dry first. Alright, I just scooted in closer so you could see. I'm just going to dab. Use this palette to see what I'm doing. And it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't have any like glitter shimmers that I can see in it. It's a super pretty like shift. Like it looks like it has like a gold shift to it. I don't know if you can see that on camera. But it is absolutely gorgeous. I like that. I'm just going to apply it to the top of my forehead and to the other side. And then I'm going to do it on the tip of my nose and between my eyebrows, my cupid's bow, and my chin. So that's what it looks like dry. So I'm going to pick, I just got a little bit left on in the lid, so I'm just going to pick up what I got left. I'm going to spray it with something. Spray it like that. Okay. Well, that just made it even more intense. So if you like an intense highlight, you might like this. Okay, so my eyes are primed with my MAC paint pot, and like I said, the Cherry Cola is the only matte shade in this palette, so I am going to dip in to the Nudie Patootie palette, and then work my way up to using this color right here, hopefully incorporate it somehow. And then I think I'm gonna use this like pinky color here called Festive. And so I'm just going to take my Morphe M518, and I think I'm going to dip into maybe streaking right here. For some reason on camera it looks like really light, but in person it doesn't look nearly as light, and it has more of like a brownier undertone to it. So I don't know what's up with that, but I'm just going to put this in my crease to just have initial transition shade. And I do not set my eyeshadow base. That's just something I prefer not to do. Everybody does it differently. But this, so you guys know. And I don't think this is going to show up too much on me just because I am pretty pale, but I'm going to try to build up the color. I'm not having any problem blending it out. As you can see, the more I build it up, the deeper it gets. And that's just kind of something I want to do, because I want it to be peeking through the other shades that I'm going to layer on top of it. And then with the same brush, I'm just going to dip into Bare, which is this light pinky shade, and I'm just going to take it pretty much the same place I put that first one. So I'm not going to take it up as high. I actually like the way those two look together. It's a really pretty color. And I just want to let this be known, I am not a makeup artist. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I just kind of roll with it. Okay, so I think I'm going to dip into that cherry chocolate shade, and I'm just going to take this Morphe M5114. It's just a small, like, pretty much like a smaller version of this. So that way I can, like, really get in with that color without it going everywhere. And I'm just going to focus this mainly on the outer corner and right in my crease. I'm not going to take it any higher than that. This is definitely a shade that you're going to have to build up to get the same intensity that it is in the pan, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I find that that just can happen with some eyeshadows with any brand. I think I'm just going to take this, the vintage thing that I got in BoxyCharm, and see if I can pack that shadow on and then blend it, because I feel like it would save me a lot of time if I just pack that color on and then blended it out. And then just taking that same little 514 brush and just going to kind of buff out the edges there. There. I'm just going to take some like powder and clean up those edges. And then I'm just going to take that same transition and dip back into Bare, just because I feel like we kind of lost that pinkier color. And then dipping back into streaking, just with the same brush. Pretty much just going back over any harsh lines. And then picking up that same little one, back into cherry color. Cherry chocolate. I mean, so far they're not getting patchy, they're not getting muddy. It's just working with darker color, I like to be a little bit more careful. And then I think I'm going to dip into Nakey, which is the darkest brown in the Nudie Patootie, with just that same little brush there. I'm just going to try to deepen that up. I don't like how it pulls more red, so I'm just going to put that brown on top. And I'm not too worried about what's going on in here because I'm going to cut the crease, so. You see, I like that a lot better. I'm just going to go back in with that same transition brush with no additional product and just really buff out that outer corner there and any harsh line. Alright, so that's what we got so far. Okay, so I put powder under there just to kind of clean that outer edge up and cut the crease off camera. So I'm just going to take this Morphe M167, which is just like a flat shader brush, and I'm going to dip into Festive right there. I'm going to use it dry and then wet and then maybe my finger just to kind of see how it applies. But I mean, it picks up a decent amount, and I'm just going to pack it over top of the concealer. It looks like it's a lot lighter than in the pan. It almost looks kind of like a baby like pink color. Still really pretty though. And then I'm going to dip back in there and spritz my brush and see if that makes a difference. Okay, looks like it intensified it some. And then I'm just going to take my finger and just go right over top. I think I like this better with a finger. It looks more like foiled. And then I'm just going to take that little pencil brush there and just smooth over those edges. And then I'm going to go back in with that initial brush and just kind of help get rid of that harsh like concealer line there. So that's what that's looking like. And then there's not really anything in here I would like to use as like an inner corner. I mean, you could use this, but it's matte. So I think I'm just going to dip into the Nudie Patootie and take that start color right there. And I'm just going to take this on my Sephora Pro shader brush and just put that in the inner corner. And right under my brow bone. Just like that. So that's what that shade is looking like. And then I'm going to work on the lower lash line. So I think what I'm going to do is on this little ColourPop E11, it's like a flat shader brush, and dip into that Nakey from the Nudie Patootie and just really push it against my lash line right underneath where we applied it on the top there. And I'm just going to mix a little bit of that cherry cola since we did put it on top as well. And I'm just going to connect that to the outer corner. Just like that. And then I'm going to, I guess, take this little Luxie, this little Luxie 141 mini round brush and mix Streaking and Bare, which are the two we used in the crease. I think I'm going to take more of Streaking and just really blend out that outer color. Looks kind of like that. And then I'm going to take this other little Luxie mini flat angled one and dip back into that festive color and just kind of do exactly what we did on top, down at the bottom. just like so. So I'm going to pop off camera, do the other eye, add some mascara and probably some false eyelashes, and then I'll do a close-up of what it looks like all done. So here is what the eyeshadow looks like done. I just applied like a little thin line of eyeliner to try to conceal the eyelash band. Don't know why I was looking over there. Camera's right there. But yeah. Alright, and while I still have you zoomed in, I think I'm going to go ahead and apply the lipstick in Pouty and Nice. I think it will go fairly well with this eyeshadow look. And I do like the shape of the doe foot. I don't know if you can really see, but it just really like hugs your lip. It's not like a super liquidy formula, but it's not super dry either. Okay, that's what that color looks like. I don't think I'm going to put the shimmer on top because I feel like I'm not going to put the shimmer lipstick on top because I feel like that would be a little much. But this is a really pretty color. But I think this will complement it a lot better. Okay, so final thoughts on the holiday collection and the Nudie Patootie. I think this holiday collection is more of a personal preference kind of buy. If you love Laura Lee and you know, are a makeup collector, then I could see why you would want to buy the whole bundle. But if you're not going to use these type of eyeshadows, then, you know, you're not really getting your money's worth out of the eyeshadows. Me personally, I'll probably only use these two and never really touch these four. So realistically, as an everyday consumer, I wouldn't have purchased this. But considering I have a YouTube channel, you know, it's kind of part of what I like to do. And that's, you know, try out, test out, and review makeup. So this is a pass for me. The reddish eyeshadow, the only matte, didn't really perform like how I liked it. The shimmer that I did use performed fine, so I'm sure these other three will as well. Then for the liquid lipstick, I think, like I said, if I wasn't reviewing makeup for YouTube, I realistically would have only went with Pouty and Nice because this is something I would typically reach for more than these. So again, if these are the colors you would use all the time, go for it. I think they're great. It's dried down now and it's not sticky. It doesn't feel drying. I'll see how it wears throughout the day, and hopefully you can remember to put it down in the description box for you. But so far it feels fine. So again, that's just another personal preference thing. If you wouldn't use these two and use this one, then again, it would just be better to buy them individually. And then the same can be said about the loose highlighters. Realistically, Sugar and Spice, I think, yeah, is the only shade that's going to work on someone as fair as me. And anyone as fair as me, you know, this is going to be the shade you'd want to gravitate towards more. Whereas, you know, deep and darker complexions can wear the other two. So again, I wouldn't have bought the bundle. I would have just bought this one individually. So I think, you know, it would have saved me money and get products that I would use every day in my makeup routine. So hopefully that makes some sense to you as far as the holiday collection. So for the, I've already gotten it dirty. So for the Nudie Patootie palette, I like it. They blended out fine. They performed fine. Obviously, I didn't use every single shade. I didn't touch the shimmer shades, but from the feel of them, they feel really nice and smooth. So I'm excited to play around with this some more. Again, if these are colors you like, these neutral, everyday, more of the pinkier type with, like, you know, your pop of like gold, then I think this would be, you know, something good to invest in. You know, nice size mirror, you know, nice, you know, thickness to it. So I think if these are something you would typically go for, I say go for it. it was a really good eyeshadow palette. Comment down below, is this something you thought about picking up? What you think would work for you? If you did pick it up, what did you get? I would really be interested to know your guys' feedback. So yeah, you guys, that's it for me. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. It really helped my channel out a lot. And subscribe to my channel, that will help out as well, and hit that notification bell while you're down there so you're notified every time I upload a video. And until next time, guys, see ya.